The Honorable Judge is now proceeding.
You may be seated. The case of street fight is being heard against the accused Louisa Avakian. The speech is given to the prosecution.
On December 16, 2016, at 9 o'clock, the following crime happened, and as a result, bodily injury was inflicted, which, due to preliminary facts, caused great health problems. There is also a forensic medical examination report that the injury was inflicted with a sharp object, a result of which vision problems arose. Thank you.
Ms. Avakian, do you plead the charge?
No.
Now the defense will speak.
Your Honor, honorable jury, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Avdavast. Together with my colleagues over here at this table, I am proud and privileged to represent my client, Louisa Avakian. Today I get to talk to you directly about this case. This is an important time, and I'm going to try to do my best to communicate what happened. The case is as follows. The defendant is charged with hitting and assaulting the plaintiff, causing visual and bodily problems. To begin to comprehend what happened there, we have to go back to 9 p.m. on December 16. Let me take you back to Andranik Street where the incident happened. The defendant was going home when the plaintiff, shouting, calling bad names, and cursing aggressively, approached her and strongly pushed her. The defendant, as self-defense, hit the plaintiff back. As a result, the fight took place. Your Honor, I am only stating what I expect the evidence to prove.
Your Honor, honorable jury, ladies and gentlemen. It was 9 o'clock on December 16. I was walking home and the plaintiff clashed me, shouting bad names, hit me and cursed me. I hit back as a self-defense. I was threatened to death, all alone in the dark street, an aggressive shouting person scaring me. All I could do was defend myself. I have a witness who can prove that the plaintiff hit me first.
Objection, Your Honor. Her testimony is false.
Objection rejected. Ms. Avakian, you may proceed.
I pushed her, she fell and hit her eye on a rock, and that's why the scrape was.
It was 9 o'clock on December 16. I was on my phone talking to my friend, and all of a sudden, Miss Louisa hit me. I didn't quite understand what was happening. I hadn't known her before. All I could do was defend myself and hit her back. But Miss Louisa, with some sort of a sharp object, injured me, pushed me, and I fell down, and I hit my eye on a rock. Now, I have both visual problems and a big scar on my face around my eye.
Your Honor, I object. There's a medical expert who can prove that the plaintiff had the scar before the incident. I offer to bring a petition to the court and call the medical expert.
Your Honor, honorable jury, ladies and gentlemen, after a thorough examination of the client, I came to the conclusion that the plaintiff had visual problems and the scar was before the incident. Was reopened after the hit on the rock. Also, I may state that there was no sharp object like a knife. It could be probably the defendant's of fingernail or keys.
The expert's report is accepted.
Your Honor, I propose the mediation. Invite the witness.
Having heard the lawyer's opinion, I upheld the mediation to call the witness, as their testimony may find out the significance of the case for a substantial factor.
The court calls the first witness. Do you state that the testimony you make here before the court should be the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
State your name for the record.
Tamara Achenyan.
Miss Tamara, first relax, secondly speak loudly so we can hear you, and thirdly, in court it is important that one person speaks than the other. So please wait until one finishes.
Your Honor, it was 9 on December 16. I was talking by phone with the plaintiff. We were speaking, but suddenly our conversation turned into the quarrel. Miss Sona began shouting and insulting me. Then I heard another girl shouting at Miss Sona. I can definitely state I heard Miss Sona cried of pain. Then the phone switched off. I kept on calling her, but the phone was unavailable.
Your Honor, may I state a conjecture?
You may proceed.
Judging from the witness's statement, we come to the conclusion that the incident was as follows. Miss Sona was walking past the defendant, talking on the phone with her friend, shouting abusive insults. Miss Louisa, thinking that the insults were directed to her, got furious and struck up a fight.
Your Honor, my client was walking home after a tiring day absorbed in deep thoughts. What could she do but defend herself? Let's imagine the situation. One aggressive person, shouting abusive insults, hurdled an unknown person. My client, thinking that it might be a pickpocket, hit her back.
Your Honor, I object. The defendant's assault was so strong that the plaintiff fell down, hit her eye on a rock, and had a scrape around her eye. Luckily, she didn't lose her eyesight. The defendant was so impulsive that she didn't even let the plaintiff say a single word.
Objection is accepted.
Your Honor, due to the above-mentioned medical examination that the medical expert put forward, the plaintiff had some visual problems and the scar around the eye before the incident. The assault caused by my client was not strong enough to let the scar bleed. That's all, Your Honor.
Do you have any questions to the witness?
No.
No.
You are free to go.
Your Honor, may I propose a reference and call the second witness?
The reference is accepted.
The court calls the second witness. Do you state that the testimony you make here before the court should be the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
State your name for the record.
Sona Bezirganyan.
Miss Bezirganya, first relax, secondly speak loudly so we can hear you, and thirdly, in court it is important that one person speaks than the other, so please wait until one finishes. Is that alright?
I was walking when I saw that Miss Sona hurried her steps towards the defendant. She was shouting. The plaintiff hurried to the defendant, and Miss Louisa answered back.
You say that it was 9 in the evening. I suppose it was dark. How could you differentiate that it was Miss Sona that hit first?
I was walking, and who will hit or strike up a fight without any reason?
The prosecution has also proposed mediation, and I want to call another witness.
The court calls the third witness.
State your name for the record.
Adelina Mikaelian.
Do you state that the testimony you make here before the court should be the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Miss Mikaela, first relax, secondly speak loudly so we can hear you, and thirdly, in court it is important that one person speaks than the other. So please wait until one finishes.
I work as an assistant in the shop in Andranik Street. That day, I heard some noises. I was afraid to go outside. For a moment, I stood still not knowing what to do. I must say that the fight took approximately some minutes, as when I realized to call the police, I could see no one in the street. But our shop has video surveillance and recorded the incident.
Will you turn the video on, please, Ms. Zakarian?
The video is soundless, and here we can see that Miss Louisa was the first to hit Miss Sona. But she did it as self-defense. She was frightened to death and acted impulsively. Please, making the judgment, take into consideration the above-mentioned facts.
The defense and the prosecution, do you have any more intercessions?
No.
No, Your Honor.
If the members of the jury don't have any questions, please retreat to the deliberations room to make the verdict.
Now we'll have 5-minute break.
Have you made an advisory verdict?
Yes, Your Honor.
Please proclaim it.
Is it proven that the accused Louisa Avakan has committed the crime? Yes, it is. Does the accused deserve leniency? Yes, she does.
Thank you. The court retreats to the deliberations room to make a judgment.
All rise. The Honorable Judge is now reading the court judgment.
The court decided to plead Luisa Avakian guilty of hitting and assaulting, causing bodily and health problems to the plaintiff under the Rule 405. Luisa Avakian is fined $1,000 as a compensation for pain and suffering and is sentenced to 200 hours of community service. The trial is closed.